I'm so thrilled now to be joined by Justin Forsett, former NFL running back, and now a business owner, creator of Hustle Clean. I want to start with your company because the concept is interesting, especially with the time that we're living in right now. Tell me about it, Justin. What is this company about?
Yeah, Hustle Clean is a mission-driven self-care for the active lifestyle. So what we do is we create convenient products with clean ingredients for the everyday athlete, fitness enthusiast, usually around hygiene and personal care. So we started off with a disposable washcloth, antibacterial towelette that removes sweat, dirt, and body odor to kind of solve that problem when a shower is optimal but not possible. So that's been our hero product, and we've been running with that and growing that business and doing pretty well now, sold in Target and Walmart all over the country.
First of all, congratulations to you. That's fantastic, especially after a successful NFL career to now be, running a successful company. And you guys started this company in 2017, is that right?
Commercial launch in 2014 was the day. Now, I transitioned and retired from the NFL in 2017. So we also we also like to say that was kind of the starting point since that was the first time we were all fully into the business.
So you guys started this business with, antimicrobial sort of hygiene in mind before this pandemic kind of took over our lives. I mean, now it feels fitting that you'd have a product like this that could potentially be helpful. I mean, could it be helpful in the NFL?
For sure. We have a number of NFL teams that are using the product right now. It's been great for guys after post-surgical. They're leaving surgery, can't get into a shower, being able to wipe down and freshen up in those moments. Guys leaving from one place to the next, maybe one workout to physical therapy to meetings and have to shower a couple hours later.
Okay. So Justin, just kind of, I guess, maybe if you could peel back the curtain before we kind of move on to talk about something else. I mean, I am curious because this coronavirus spreads so fast. These new variants are so crazy. Leagues are coming to a stop again. I mean, can you kind of paint a picture, for example, like as an NFL athlete, I imagine that if a virus or something like that gets into a locker room, it's very, very difficult to contain it. I mean, this product that you created, is that because there's just inevitably like a ton of sweat going around, basically?
Yeah. I mean, it's really a cesspool, in that, in a locker room, in a sporting environment where guys are, sweaty individuals with sweaty equipment. Bacteria can be communicated to, from one person to the next. You're in close proximity with each other. It's physical contact. You guys are tackling and you're blocking each other all day. So it's a very interesting dynamic, inside sports, especially football. And, we think that having a strong immune system, make sure that you're taking care of yourself is important, but also practicing good hygiene throughout the day because it's not just about you, it's about the community now.
You mentioned you retired in 2017. Would you feel comfortable playing right now with how crazy everything is with this virus?
I ask myself that, a lot, but I think so just because, peak shape, you should be in, everyone's good shape and taking care of themselves, pretty fit, should be able to fight the virus, even if they get it. So I would feel okay, but I would definitely make sure that I was taking extra measures because, I have 5 kids at home and a wife and, I want to make sure that I'm not communicating anything to them.
So I saw it on Twitter that you tweeted that Jim Caldwell might be a good replacement in Jacksonville for Urban Meyer, which was obviously a complete disaster. And you know Coach Caldwell pretty well. Why did you tweet that? Why do you feel that way?
Man, as a former Jaguar myself, being in that organization and knowing what they have went through the last couple of years and just having a heart for that city, growing up a Florida boy myself, just a couple hours away, I want better for the organization. I want better for the city. And I think they deserve a coach there that is going to set a standard inside that locker room of integrity and character. And I think that they need someone that's going to flush out any bad apples or any, bad teachings or learnings that happen along the way. And Caldwell is that type of guy because he's not only a great guy, a great coach when it comes to the X's and O's, but when it comes to building up men and better, individuals on a team, he's just a great leader. To be able to do that. And that's the kind of guy that they need. They need somebody that's experienced and also somebody that has, just a great character and integrity along the way.
How high do you think the stakes are in Jacksonville? I mean, it doesn't seem like they can afford to misstep here after how difficult this whole thing has been.
I don't know, man. I feel like they've made a couple missteps, knowing hindsight now. Uh, it only takes one season to turn everything around, and catch fire a little bit and with the right hire, right coach. So, I think it's important, that they make a right hire right here and take their time and make sure they're doing their proper due diligence. But I mean, say the stakes are high. The stakes are high for everybody, and it should be high for them, just because the historically and traditionally they haven't been performing up to par with the rest of the league. So trying to bring them up out of that.
In Baltimore, John Harbaugh is definitely catching a little bit of heat, I think, for his decision on game-winning 2-point conversions. I mean, it didn't work out against the Packers, hasn't worked out the last couple of weeks. And the Ravens, of course, he played within that organization, Pro Bowler within that organization. They have this stigma of being analytics heavy. I was just curious, what was your reaction to Harbaugh's decision and the decision he's made the last couple of weeks to kind of go for gut over analytics?
I love it. I love it. I mean, analytics are great. They're also limited. It takes knowing like the momentum, the situation, knowing where your players are standing. Like if everybody's healthy or not, you got to take a lot of things, in and to kind of make that decision to decipher like, okay, is it okay for us to go for this 2-point conversion or try to go into overtime? And as a player, I love when my coaches bets on like, let's go, we're going to go try to win this game now. And if you don't get it, you still have this mindset mentality in the locker room that like coach believes in us and we're going to go for the gusto. That's who we are at the end of the day. And we're going to live on that. And if we're going to live and die by that mentality, I'm okay with that as a player.
Yeah, as players, I mean, do you guys respond well? How well do you guys respond when a coach really shows you that they're going to put their faith in you and your ability over, all the mathematical analytic stuff that goes into it?
You love it. I mean, because as players, we tend to we want to go and try to end a game like that in that type of scenario because we believe in ourselves. But to have a coach say, I believe in you too, and I think you can get it done, that speaks volume. And I think, giving Aaron Rodgers another, drive, another opportunity. They say they get the ball first to go score in that situation. I'm not going to bet against Aaron. He's tried and true. He's performed at a high level. So I think it was a smart decision.
How much do you keep up with the league now still? You mentioned you're a very busy dad. You've got a company that you're running. I mean, are you watching every Sunday, Monday, I guess now with this pandemic, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah. I am watching. It's been really good football. It's crazy to see how many the records are. You got four. A lot of teams that only lost 4 games, 5 games at this point, and it's really close. Anything can happen. Anybody can make it to the playoffs at this juncture. So I'm excited about where the NFL is right now. Hopefully we don't have any issues where we got to miss any games. But yeah, it's been a high level of play.
Just before I let you go here, the AFC, you mentioned the playoff picture, like the AFC has been nuts. It's any up for grabs, really. Who do you like? Who are some of your sleepers? Who do you like as we kind of get into the playoffs now and get closer to the Super Bowl?
I'm going to always go for the Ravens. Hopefully we can get some, healthy pieces back, get Lamar back. But, you can never count out the Patriots. Seem to, they're going to be well coached and well positioned to make a run. The Chiefs right now are clicking. It seems like it's a lot of good teams. The Colts are some team that's creeping up that could make seems like they're peaking at the right time in the AFC. So yeah, it's a lot of good football going on right now.
Do you miss it? Do you miss playing?
I don't miss being hit by 300-pound men every Sunday. And waking up feeling like I was in a car wreck on Monday morning. But I miss the locker room. I definitely miss being around the guys.
if you could just tell me, Justin, about this partnership, because I know the goal, I'll have you explain it, but I know the goal is to help kids who might not have an opportunity to play football. It kind of sets them up for success. Is that right?
Yeah. So Free Play is our initiative as a brand, as a company. It's our initiative to give back to youth sports athletes that have been priced out of sports because it's been very expensive. I mean, average registrations around $200, $400, and if you have more than one kids and underserved communities, that can be very tough to afford. So we kind of try to level the playing field to make sure kids can play, and we partner with Shock Doctor and their tournaments to showcase the Legend Showcase to this in 2022 to go out and provide some teams with the opportunity that they might not have otherwise by providing them a scholarship to go and play and have fun and enjoy their sport that they love.
You mentioned you're a father yourself. You've obviously had a successful career in the NFL, very talented and deserving of all that success. When you assess, the landscape for a lot of kids who are underprivileged or maybe don't have the funds or are struggling financially with their families, it seems to me like there aren't that many avenues or opportunities for kids anymore to play sports because of how expensive everything is. I mean, do you find that to be true? Is this a problem that we have, that we can't get kids from communities in need to play sports?
Yeah, no, I think, growing up, in a very humble beginnings myself, I had people that were looking out for me and, footing the bill for some of the registrations that I had, and they were smaller amounts, right, than what they are right now. I wouldn't be able to play at this phase of my life if sports was this expensive. So we see it as a problem. We see that every kid should be able to have the opportunity to play sports for free if they want to, and without money being a barrier. And, our goal is, by 2040 that, we'll be able to have every kid in the country, if they want to be able to play sports with this movement and this charity, that we're able to allow that to happen and for the bill for them. So it is becoming a problem, but, there's a lot of people fighting to kind of try to level the playing field there.
That's a fantastic initiative. And I mean, as a kid who played sports myself, I mean, certainly not the extent that you did, I got a lot from it. I mean, do you encourage your kids to play sports as well? I know that the concussion stuff, and you mentioned how difficult it is to play at the highest level of football. Is that something that you encourage for your kids? Would you want them to have successful sporting careers?
For sure. My kids are in, basketball, baseball, football, soccer, you name it. My daughter's in gymnastics. So we encourage it. I mean, there's so much that you get, intangible skills, leadership skills, communication skills, teamwork. It does a number of, it brings a lot of value to any individual that plays. We feel like as an athlete, when you transition over to the workforce, at some point, I mean, you're going to be a strong asset for a company because of those skills that you learn from being in team sports all your life. So, that's kind of how we look at it.
Yeah, I find it really kind of hits me that, you said you might not have an opportunity to play sports with how expensive they were today. If you didn't have an opportunity like this available to you, how rewarding is it for you personally to be able to provide these scholarships and to give back to kids, and maybe to even find, talented kid who might not have a shot at playing sports that now has an opportunity that you guys have afforded them?
Man, I thank God to be able to be in this position, have a platform to be able to serve in this capacity. I remember as a young kid, in our hard times, praying and, that God would send somebody to help us in our terrible situation, to be able to allow us to do just like normal, basic things in life, where money wasn't a barrier. Now we have a platform and a brand that we can be an answer to a lot of people's prayers, a lot of kids' prayers that are just wanting to go out and just have fun with their friends and teammates and not feel excluded because they can't afford to go to a camp or they can't afford to go to a tournament or something like that. And have to come up with a reason. Like we shouldn't have to put kids in that situation to begin with. So we're gonna fight to make sure we level the playing field. I feel like I'm investing into my younger self, the younger version of myself.
Yeah, that's wonderful. If people want to learn more about what you guys are doing, where can they go, or how can they find, your company in this initiative?
Yeah, hustleclean.com is where you can go. We have a mission page there where you can find out some of the things that we've done in the past with our free play movement And we would love to have any support as we continue to try to grow this thing and help and serve a lot of people around the country.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it, Justin. And it's great work that you're doing. Really important.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.